They say a man's greatest decision isn't what career he chooses, or how much money he earns. It's who he allows beside him in silence. Because the woman you marry will either bring you peace, or destroy every ounce of it. You can conquer nations, build wealth, and master your mind. But if you choose the wrong woman, she'll burn it all to the ground with one emotional storm. This is not a message of hate. It's a message of clarity. Because a wise man doesn't judge women. He observes them. He studies their patterns. He watches how they handle stress, criticism, and truth. Because beauty fades, but character multiplies. And what she hides today will control you tomorrow. So today, let's talk about it. 10 types of women you should never marry. Red flags the Stoic man must learn to see before it's too late. 1. The drama queen. Chaos is her oxygen. Voice. She's beautiful, magnetic, intoxicating. Every man in the room feels her energy. She laughs loudly, cries often, and turns every conversation into a storm. At first, her chaos feels like passion. You think, she's alive. She's emotional. She cares. But the truth is, she feeds on drama. She doesn't love peace. She fears it. Because in peace, she must face herself, and she can't. She'll argue over nothing, cry to regain control, and then say, "If you really loved me, you'd understand me." The Stoic man must remember. You cannot calm a storm that enjoys its own thunder. When a woman thrives on emotional chaos, love becomes war, and your peace becomes the casualty. Walk away. Because a man's sanity is worth more than her temporary fire. 2. The entitled princess. She thinks you owe her the world. Voice. She was told her whole life that she's special. Now, she expects life to bow to her. She wants your effort, your money, your time. But gives nothing in return. Her beauty becomes a throne. And you? You're the servant keeping her crown polished. At first, she'll charm you with elegance. But soon you'll notice, she never says, "Thank you." Every act of love becomes expectation. Every gift becomes routine. She doesn't want a man. She wants a mirror, one that reflects her superiority. The Stoics warned us. Unearned comfort breeds contempt. And that's her truth. The more you give her, the less she values you. A man's love should never feel like servitude. Because the woman who believes she deserves everything will never respect the man who gives it. Walk away. Your peace isn't for sale. 3. The manipulator. Sweet words, hidden agenda. Voice. She doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't argue. She simply learns you. Studies you. And then she uses what she learns to control you. Her weapon is affection. Her trap is guilt. She'll cry to make you surrender. She'll flatter you to lower your guard. And when she gets what she wants, she'll blame you for her choices. Epictetus said, "When someone can make you angry or guilty, you've surrendered control." The manipulator doesn't want love. She wants power disguised as tenderness. And when you're finally drained, she'll call you controlling, the same crime she's been committing all along. Stay silent. Stay detached. Stay free. Because the moment you start explaining yourself to a manipulator, you've already lost. 4. The gossip queen. She destroys with words. Voice. Her tongue is her sword, and she swings it freely. At first, she'll make you laugh with stories about others. But one day, you'll realize, she talks about you too. She lives for drama, not peace. She thrives on secrets, not loyalty. And every word she speaks leaves a trail of poison behind it. Marry her, and your private life becomes public property. Your struggles become gossip. Your pain becomes her entertainment. The Stoic man values silence. Because silence protects honor. Avoid her. A woman who cannot guard her tongue cannot guard your legacy. 5. The victim, she never takes responsibility. Voice. Every story she tells ends with her suffering. Every failure is someone else's fault. She doesn't grow, she blames. She doesn't reflect, she complains. At first, you'll pity her. You'll want to help her heal. But soon, you'll realize, she doesn't want healing. She wants a caretaker. And you'll spend years fixing wounds she refuses to close. The Stoic man loves with compassion, not codependency. He knows that self-pity is emotional quicksand. The more you try to pull her up, the deeper you sink. Let her heal herself. You are a partner, not a savior. 6. The party addict, forever chasing attention. Voice. She's always out. Always posting. Always chasing the next thrill. Her nights are loud. Her mornings are late. And her life is a stage built for validation. She calls it fun. But what she's really doing is running from silence. Because silence forces her to face her loneliness. At first, her energy feels contagious. But over time, you'll realize, she cannot exist without attention. And the moment the lights fade, she looks for a new audience. A Stoic man knows, peace is the highest pleasure. But she fears it. Because peace reveals truth. You cannot build a kingdom with a woman who lives for parties. Because marriage requires stillness, not spectacle. When the music stops, she won't know who she is. And she'll take you down with her confusion. Walk away. 7. The gold digger, love is a transaction. She doesn't fall in love with you, she falls in love with your lifestyle. She's drawn not to your soul, but to your status. Her affection has a price tag. Her loyalty has an expiration date. In the beginning, she'll seem grateful. Sweet. Charming. She'll say all the right words. I just want a man who can take care of me. But if you listen carefully, there's a silence after that sentence, a silence that hides her real intent. I want comfort without contribution. She studies your car, not your character. She values your generosity, not your heart. Every gift you give feeds her addiction, the addiction to being provided for without ever giving back. At first, it feels like love. She praises you for your ambition, admires your confidence, tells you how lucky she feels to have a real man. But when the flow of gifts slows, her tone changes. The warmth fades. Her words grow colder. Suddenly, she's busy. Distant. Bored. Her love is like a stock, it rises when your value rises. And the day you fall, she cashes out. Marcus Aurelius once said, "What is not earned cannot last." That includes her affection. You can't buy loyalty. You can only attract it through shared struggle. The woman who truly loves you will stand with you in the storm, not just when the sun is shining. But the gold digger fears the storm, because storms reveal truth. She doesn't want to build, she wants to inherit. She doesn't want to grow with you, she wants to consume what you've already built. And when the money runs out, so does her presence. Her exit will be as smooth as her arrival, emotionless, effortless, unapologetic. The Stoic man sees through her early. He watches how she reacts when there's no benefit. Does she show care when there's no advantage? Does she stay when comfort fades? Because real women love men, not lifestyles. They see potential, not possessions. They invest in souls, not symbols. Avoid her. Because when money becomes the glue, love dissolves the moment it dries. A relationship built on materialism will crumble the moment reality tests it. The Stoic man seeks peace, not performance. He knows, it's better to be single with wealth in spirit. then married to emptiness dressed in luxury. 8. The feminist extremist, competes, not complements. She preaches equality, but practices war. She speaks of strength, but what she truly seeks is control. In her eyes, men aren't partners, they're rivals. Every conversation becomes a contest. Every suggestion becomes an attack. She mistakes leadership for domination, and compromise for submission. You'll notice it early: she doesn't listen, she debates. She doesn't discuss, she dismantles. Even your success will offend her, because your strength challenges her ideology. She speaks not from peace, but from pain, a pain she never healed, yet projects onto every man she meets. Her fight is not against you personally, but against a ghost from her past, a father who disappointed her, a man who betrayed her, a culture she feels wronged her. But here's the tragedy: she brings that war home. Marry her, and your relationship becomes a courtroom. You'll spend your days defending your masculinity, your intentions, your very existence. She will not rest, because resentment never does. She will accuse you of things you never did, test you with double standards, and then call you insecure for reacting. A Stoic man knows the value of balance. He respects the feminine, not as competition, but as complement. He understands that a relationship is a union of energies, not a battle of egos. The feminist extremist cannot see that truth. To her, cooperation is weakness, submission is slavery, and love is surrender. But the moment love becomes a war, everyone loses. There can be no peace where resentment rules. There can be no harmony where one partner must always win. So he withdraws. Not out of fear, but wisdom. Because no man can find rest in a home that feels like a trial. Avoid her. Love should be a sanctuary, not a battlefield. A woman who needs to dominate a man cannot truly love one. Because love and control cannot coexist. 9. The insecure beauty, trapped by vanity. She's breathtaking, a vision that turns heads wherever she goes. But behind her perfect smile lies a fragile heart starving for validation. Every compliment keeps her alive. Every silence kills her. She thrives on attention, yours, theirs, anyone's. You'll think you're lucky to have her. But soon, you'll realize, she doesn't want to be loved, she wants to be admired. She's not seeking connection, she's seeking confirmation that she still matters. Her mornings begin with mirrors. Her nights end with filters. And every post she uploads is a silent question to the world. Do I still have worth? You'll give her reassurance, day after day. You'll tell her she's beautiful, intelligent, unique, yet it will never be enough. Because she doesn't believe it herself. The Stoics said that true beauty lies in virtue, in discipline, serenity, and grace. But she has been raised in an age of appearance, not essence. Her mirror became her God, her followers her congregation. The problem isn't her beauty, it's her dependence on it. For her, love isn't about depth, it's about being seen. She can't sit in silence, because silence doesn't applaud. Marry her, and you'll live your life trying to compete with her reflection. You'll lose her not to another man, but to her own insecurity. Because no amount of love can heal a woman who refuses to see her own worth beyond her face. Avoid her. Because true beauty doesn't demand validation, it radiates from peace. And peace cannot exist where insecurity rules. Love a woman for her spirit, not her symmetry. Because when beauty fades, and it always does, it's the soul that stays luminous. 10. The spiritually dead, no depth, no soul. She's everything society praises: successful, educated, attractive, independent. But when you look into her eyes, you feel nothing. There's no spark, no warmth, no sense of wonder. She mocks belief. She laughs at faith. She sees life not as a mystery to understand, but a playground to consume. Her God is pleasure. Her religion is distraction. She runs from silence because silence reveals how empty she truly feels. At dinner, she talks about trends, not truths. Her eyes light up for gossip, not meaning. She knows everything about the world, and nothing about herself. At first, she'll seem exciting, spontaneous, free-spirited, bold. But with time, you'll realize she has no inner compass. She drifts from thrill to thrill, never grounded, never fulfilled. Marry her, and your home will feel like a luxury hotel, beautiful but temporary. You'll talk, but never connect. You'll touch, but never merge. You'll share space, but never spirit. The Stoic man needs depth. He thrives on purpose, silence, and self-reflection. And for him, a woman without spiritual awareness is like a vessel without a soul, directionless, hollow, lost. Avoid her. Because when the external beauty fades, only inner light remains. And if she never cultivated it, you'll find yourself living beside a stranger, beautiful, but empty. A mansion without warmth. A flame without heat. A body without soul. Closing monologue, the Stoic choice. A man's greatest strength isn't in his muscles, his money, or his words. It's in his choices. Who you choose to love will define the quality of your life. The right woman will multiply your peace. The wrong one will magnify your pain. The Stoics taught that all suffering comes from poor judgment. That's why wise men observe, not react. They don't chase excitement, they seek equilibrium. They don't fall for beauty, they study character. So remember these red flags, not out of bitterness, but out of clarity. Avoid chaos, entitlement, manipulation, vanity, ideology, and emptiness. Because the man who controls his emotions controls his destiny. And when you finally meet a woman of peace, you'll know. She will not drain your energy, she'll align with it. She will not compete with your purpose, she'll move in rhythm with it. She will not demand your power, she'll respect it. A wise man does not need 100 women, he needs one woman of depth. And until she appears, he walks alone, unbothered, undefeated. Build your empire. Guard your peace. Master your emotions. Because when you are complete within yourself, you stop searching for someone to fill